what are your like passions and interests outside of basketball and your faith? Like, what are some other things you do to like pass time or that you focus on or really are interested in?
I love music for sure. Like
Hmm.
I've obviously I've changed like the type of music I listen to over time with like walking with God, but like I love music still to this day, and
Hmm.
I just like how people can like literally tell a whole story through music. Those
Definitely.
those are the type of artists like I really gravitate to a lot.
So
Like
like more like the Coles and the Kendricks and people
yeah,
like that.
I mean yeah, the Coles and the Kendricks who tell a story. I mean yeah,
And
whatever.
who else? Who would you say are your like? I'm not going to give you a rank, but who would you say you like listen to
I
the most?
really I don't listen to a lot of artists I used to listen to
Hmm.
because I don't really like hearing, but although they're telling a story, I still don't like hearing about like the guns and the drugs,
Right.
all that stuff anymore. Like I mean, I'll admit like I used to really like be into like the Meek Mills, the J. Cole's, the Kendricks. But I
Hmm.
mean like and not even all of them just speak about guns, but I just listen to a message that's more like based on like how they found themselves removing themselves from that because like
Hmm.
I saved them. Today I found this artist. His name is Bizzle. He's
Hmm.
different, and I listen to this dude. His name is Molly Music. But yeah, so more artists who are Christian based, but still like telling their story how they removed themselves from how they were living before. So yeah.
Yeah. My favorite artist, Kanye West. He's
Bro, oh
kind of.
yeah, we about to talk about Kanye for sure, for sure. Let's talk. We really gonna talk about Kanye. We really gonna talk about Kanye because
So yeah, let's get into it because
like,
I love talking about Kanye, and I always feel like not a lot of people love talking about Kanye. So I
bro,
don't know.
I love people who love talking about Kanye, bro. Like they really undermine Kanye so much, and it's crazy because like his artistry, his like geniusness is God given and it's different, like
Yeah.
different. Like
Even like I
even
was gonna say, even going back to his first album, you hear like those, like his faith inspired and like all these things that like in his first few songs, like even like Through the Wire and like Jesus
right,
Walks and
he just walks, bro.
Let Me Down and like Never Let Me Down with
Crazy.
Jay Z.
The whole college dropout album is crazy,
Yeah.
crazy. Like what's it called? Like I found myself like listening to Kanye just the other day, and I just saw how he, although he was like implementing like all the like the worldly things with his music, but I saw he was trying to implement God within that. And now to see his transition into where he is now, it's like it just goes to show like where he was with it, how he was so in and out, and now he's totally.
I like to view his discography and albums as
It's
like
just progression,
coming from innocence into
bro.
the rise of the ego and then the death of the ego and like
Literally,
submitting to like
God.
whatever the world's issues are and like helping people and like getting really into like his faith and like what keeps him moving and like getting over like his demons that he had to battle throughout time. I feel like
He
it's just
really,
so relatable to
he
people.
really, bro, he really has a life story that's like so many people can relate to. And like that's how I like I love people who tell story. Like he has a life story like he speaks for a lot of people that and a lot of people can relate to his music and it's just crazy. And
Yeah.
the way he puts his music together is even crazier. Oh my.
Yeah, like have you ever like I try to explain this to people because I feel like a lot of people will listen to albums, maybe they put it in shuffle or they like don't really like look at albums as like art, more of just like a collection of work. But the way he structures his albums and even like the songs in his albums and like the order of albums that he comes out with, like every song tells a story, every album tells a
It's
story.
literally like showing his progression over time, like literally his progression over time. Even like his rise and his fall, like we were saying, like because we all know that like a lot of people like when they see Kanye, they saw his big ego moments. That's it, and he shows his big ego moments. Then he shows his fall. Then he shows how he's back to where he needs to be with God, and it's just crazy.
I like to explain like the college dropout. You see like him like coming from like nothing or like his rise to fame basically. And then in late registration, it's like now that he's in fame, all the things that are coming to him. Graduation is like now that he's like a superstar, like this is what life is like. Like
Yeah,
now that like it goes even further, like all the glitz and the glamour, and even like in the production, you can hear it like on flashing lights and like all
right.
songs like that. You hear like
His production,
almost like
his
this
production.
sense of like gold and diamonds. Like it just feels like he's embraced in this. And then you go into 808s and Heartbreak after his mom dies, and it's the most like personal and like
Like
sad.
you really like get like his true emotional side on that album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like there's just so many good artistic choices. And then you get My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, which is like a flawless album beginning to end. It's the rise. It's like, I like to call it like his like descent into darkness, because the album that comes after that, Jesus, is filled with such aggression, but like also like you hear like in I Am a God, like a lot of people will hear that and be like, oh, that's blasphemy. And like even now I'm sure he would say that it's blasphemy for him even to say
now,
that.
a lot. I saw this thing of like, I saw this interview he was doing, like, in a lot of the things he said, like a lot of the type of music he put out, he's like, I mean, if it was now, I wouldn't put it out, but he says he doesn't regret it because it's still, you still have to come from somewhere to get to where you.
And it's all a part of his story and his progression as a person. He wants that like publicly out there. Like you can see like the progression of like the way he thinks and the way that he acts and the way he spends his money. And like he said, like now, like when you look at the way Kanye dressed in 2010, or 2011, like in that time, back when like he was the Louis Vuitton Don and he was wearing all these chains and stuff.
Yo.
And now you see him just wearing like these dad outfits, like Champion hoodies and like sweatpants and dad shoes.
Like his obsession over Louis Vuitton was so crazy. And when he used to put it in his songs, it would sound so tough. Like when he was like, he's like, but my mom a person, now she Louis Vuitton mom. That's crazy. Yeah. Like those lines just stuck out to me. It was crazy.
And he has like songs about like back when he was working at the Gap and like all this stuff. Like my dog won't stop barking. I'm sorry.
I'll fly away. That song is crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And then and then like once you get to Jesus, it's like, and then The Life of Pablo, this is when he finally has like a family, and you can start to feel like him like wanting to come in touch with his faith and like the duality of that.
You really see the big difference. Like you see, I mean, it's still like him in and out, but like you really see the difference, like in like the My Dark Twisted Fantasies to the Life of Pablo.
Mm-hmm.
You really see the completely difference. It's crazy.
And then you get into Ye and Kids See Ghosts, where he's in like this lost state where he knows he needs help, and then and then Cudi is like kind of acts as like that that guiding light that is like accompanying him to like say like the more emotional side of what he's feeling, because Kanye is always good at saying what he feels, but I feel like Cudi shows like that trust and like support that is like, it's like almost like a representation. And then the last line of the album in I think it's called Cudi Montage, it ends with Kanye saying, God shine your light in me, set me free. And then the next piece of work that we get is Jesus is King a year later, and it starts off with every hour, every minute, like submitting himself. He is completely with God. And I feel like a lot of like this is what I'm saying, like from album to album, it's still a continuation of his story.
Really touched it off. Like that's literally it. See, I love people who are Kanye fans, really speak for Kanye, because like a lot of people just try to like throw dirt on his name a lot.
Yeah, and he has some positions that I don't always necessarily agree with and stuff like that.
That's regular. That's life. You're not about to always.
That's life. Yeah.
But you still learn to appreciate like what he does. That's like genius stuff.
Mm-hmm. And like telling your story, no matter what it is, like you can always learn from someone. And like I don't know, like when I went through my dad being sick and losing him, I found myself listening to a lot of Kid Cudi, because his dad died from cancer when he was 11 and I was 16. And then like listening to this kind of music that is like, Kid Cudi talks a lot about like dealing with demons and like things that try to bring you down and like how to overcome and like coping with that and stuff like that. It's deep in his music. And then listening to that really like put me on to like that time. And I started listening to Kanye, and I like to tell people that like Cudi heals and like Kanye empowers. So like when I was feeling down, I would listen to Cudi, I'd start to feel better. I'd switch to Kanye, and it would make me like help me elevate myself and like just feeling better. And like, it's like motivation almost, like his music and his story.
Ooh, look at my diamonds, look at my drip, yeah. Ooh, I'm getting blessed, I feel like it's a dream, yeah. Ooh, yeah, I'm the man, yeah, I'm the man.